Hello all, welcome to Programmer's World. Myself Harish. If you are first time watching the videos in our channel, then I will give a short intro of it. So this channel completely deals with learning programming languages simple and efficiently. So if you are here to learn various programming languages in simple and efficient way, do subscribe to our channel and watch the videos and enjoy it. So let's get into the video. The last video what we saw was the flow control statements. We started with the flow control statements, and in the flow control statements there were three different kinds of things. One is the conditional statements, and the other one is the iteration statements, and the next one is the transfer statements. So in the last video we saw about the conditional statements like if else, if if. So these kind of statements comes under conditional statements, and these we have covered it in the last video. So in this video we will be taking a look into the iteration statements that are available in Python. In the next video we will be taking a look at the transfer statements that are available in Python. So let's start with the iteration statements. So the purpose of having iteration statements not only in Python, every programming language is to execute a set of or batch of statements repeatedly. When we want to execute a group of statements multiple times, then we should go for iterative statements. So in Python there are two set of iterative statements. One is the for loop and the other one is the while loop. So we'll see one by one with the sample programs. I will be providing sample programs also for each and every loop, for loop and as well as for while loop. So we'll start with the for loop. For loop. If you want to execute some action for every element present in some sequence, it may be a string or a collection, then we should go for a for loop. So what I'm trying to say here is, if we want to execute a set of action based on the sequence, if you want to execute some set of statements based on a particular sequence, the sequence can be anything. It can be string, a list, a tuple, it can be anything. When you want to process all the elements that is present inside the string or a list or a tuple, then those set of operations can be performed with the help of for loop. So the syntax for loop is, for x is just a variable, we can define in the place of x, we can define any other variable. In is the keyword. Sequence. So sequence here denotes anything. It can be a string, it can be a list, it can be any variable. So that collection. So and then colon, and then here the body we can give this set of statements with the tab space. We can give the set of statements that we want to execute for this sequence. So sequence can be a string or any collection. Body will be executed for every element present in the sequence. So this is the general syntax for loop. So now we will be seeing some sample programs for loop. So the first sample program is program to print the characters present in the given string. So what I will be doing is, I will be printing the characters, each and everything in that is given in a particular string. So let's see how to do it. I will open a text editor. In that I'll be getting an input from the user, or else I just for now I am just declaring it here itself, equal to Harish. Now I'll be getting for the syntax for loop, for any variable I am giving it as I in A. So the sequence here is A colon tab space. Now I'll be printing the value. Each I want to print each and every character separately. So print I. So here what it means is, I would be holding each and every value. So in each iteration. So here the sequence is A. So in the string for I in A means the first iteration I would be holding the value H. Second iteration I would be holding the value A. In the third iteration I would be holding the value R. Like that it follows on until the end of the color string. So like that it will be following on. So since I have given print of I, it will be printing each and every character in each iteration. So I just save this code and I will run this code py test.py. So we get each and every character printed in each iteration. So it gets printed in a new line for each thing. So this is a basic example to illustrate for loop. And then the next program is program to print the characters present in string index wise. Along with the characters that I have printed, I want the index also needs to be printed. So in this case, what I will be doing is I will be having an integer value. Let me have index like that equal to 0. So initially I will be initializing it with 0. So it will be starting with 0 index. So for I in A, I will be printing the character present in index. Okay, in index, how I can define is, so I want to print here the index value, like how I want the statement is, I'm just the character present in index 0 is h. Like this I want the output. So how I can achieve this is, I can achieve with the help of two, I can achieve this in two ways. So how is the index, I will be closing the string, comma, I will be printing the value I want, index. So here index and then this value will be getting printed, comma. Now what I would be doing is, and then what I want after index is, and then again comma, here I will be printing the value I, that is the character. So let me try by executing this program whether I would be getting the output or not that I am expecting. So the character present in index 0 is h. So I am getting the same value index. Sorry, I forgot to increment the, here we are initializing the index as 0, but after that, so each and every iteration the index value will be remaining the same only. So when we want to increase the index value, after this statement I would be doing an increment operation. So index equal to index plus 1. We can do like this, or else index plus equal to 1. So we can do like this also. It's our wish. This also, this compound assignment operator also treats like the one index equal to index plus 1 only. Index plus plus, that pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, post-decrement, those kind of operators are not allowed in Python. So we can use this kind of compound assignment only. So index plus equal to 1. Now I would save this code and then run the application. So you can see the character present in index 0 is h, 1 is a, 2 is 3. So like this we will be getting, so the character that is present in the particular index. Now I said another way we can print this kind of statement we can print in another way also. How means, if you take a look in programming languages like C and all, we'll be using something like percentage %s, percentage %d. The same we can use it here also. So how means, the character present in index, percentage %s denotes the string, percentage %d denotes the value. So I'll be removing all this. Percentage %d is percentage %s. S denotes the string character. Then after that, how we need to do is, we should not give comma. We should be giving another percentage, braces open. We need to give the order in which here the formatted strings are present. So first percentage %d is present. For percentage %d, what we need to assign? Index value. So here index value needs to come. So in the braces, I need to give index, comma, and then the next formatted string is percentage %s. So here we want a character string value, and that should be I. So index comma I. So if I like this, let's see whether we will get the output or not. I get the same output. The character present in index 0 is H, 1 is A, like that. So percentage yes accepts string. So percentage yes is string formatter. So it can accept number. Whereas percentage D is a integer, that is a numeric formatter. So in that we cannot give a string value. Suppose I'm changing this order. First I want I comma index. But the first value I is a character. So it's a string. So it's a character. So that cannot be assigned to percentage D. If I try to do that, what I'll be getting is, I'll be getting percentage D format. A number is required, not a string. We don't have character data type in Python. So a number is required, not a string. So percentage D will allow only numbers to be accepted, whereas percentage S will allow number as well as string. So this is a sample program to illustrate programming to print the characters present in string index wise. And then the next sample program is program to print hello 10 times. So we want hello to be printed 10 times. So how we can do this is, we can use an increment operator also like this index, and we can just print hello. So we can do like that, but how we will be doing is, for in we will be using the range data type. So let me tell you how to do it. So for in range of 10, so we want 10 times, so I will be giving 11. Why means, if range of 11 means how it will be acting as 0 comma 11. So from 0 to 9 it will be printing. So if I give 10 means, so no issues, I want 10 times only. So 0 to 9. So from when it starts with 0, it will be coming as 10 number. So range of 10, I want to print hello. I remove this statement. Let me run the code. So I get the output hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I get the output 10 times, as the range starts from 0 to 9. So I'll be getting the output 10 times. So in this way, simply we can repeat the set of statements. And the next program is program to display the numbers from 0 to 10. So this one also we can do simply display the numbers from 0 to 10. So for I in range of 10, so I'll be using the value 11. So since we want 10 also to be printed, so I would be using the value 11 I. So what I would be holding, it would be holding each and every value present in range. So in the first iteration it would be having 0, in the second iteration it would be having 1, like that. So I would be printing I simply. If I run the code, I will be getting 0 to 10. I will be printing the values. So this is another simple example. And then program to display the odd numbers from 0 to 20. So from 0 to 20, I want the list of odd numbers available. So let me see what are all the list of odd numbers available. So for that, I in range of 20, what I will be doing is, inside for loop, I will be having an if condition. If I percentage 2 not equal to 0, then what I will be doing, I will be printing I. So if the condition, that is the value, that number we are getting, it's not when we are dividing it by 2, when the modulo operation is performed and that modulo operation doesn't return the value 0, then that would be an obviously an odd number. Why? it doesn't return a remainder 0. When it is an even number, it should be returning a remainder 0 when divided by 2. So since it doesn't return, it is an odd number. So that number I would be printing it. If this condition, suppose if in the I iteration I would be getting 2, 2 percentage 2 is 0 only. So in that case, this condition fails. The if condition fails. If the if condition fails, this print statement will never be executed. I'll just save this code, run it again. So I get, okay, sorry, I missed the syntax here. If I percentage 2 not equal to 0, here we need to give a colon. So in the if syntax I missed it. So I'll be running the code. So I'll be getting the output 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, 17, 19. So I will be getting the list of odd numbers present in the code in the range 0 to 20. Okay. And the next program is program to display the numbers from 10 to 1 in descending order. So what I want is I want to display from 10 to 1, but I want to display it in descending order. If it is in ascending order, it's just simple. We can use the range and we can just print it as we did simply. So now I want it in descending order to be printed. So simple, there is not much logic to be done. So what I will be doing is, so range of 10, I want it, and I want to be decremented. Okay, stop at 1, comma, and then I want it to be decremented. So I will be giving -1. Okay, I will just use 0. So I'll just save this and try to run this program. So I get the output 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I get the value in the descending order. So since if I have given here 1 means it would have been printed till 2 only, because n minus 1 it would be taking. So since from 10 to 1 we want in descending order, and this operation would be performing increment or decrement. Either if you give plus means it would be adding, if you give minus means it would be decrementing. So in this way we can easily print the numbers in descending order. And then the next program is program to print the sum of numbers present in the list. If you are having a set of numbers, I want to print the sum of numbers present inside the list actually. So here what I want is inside the list I will be giving certain numbers. I want to print the sum of it. So how we can do is, for we can just simply add it. So I'll just show it. The editor, I'll be declaring a list A equal to 10, 20, 30 for I in A. Print of, so I'll be declaring the sum value. Now I want what I want is I want to sum all these three numbers 10, 20 and 30. So 10, 20 and 30 if I add it, so it would be getting 60. So when I wanted to sum it, so for each element what I would be doing is sum, either I can do like this, sum equal to sum plus I, like this I can do, and then finally I'll be printing the sum after this loop gets over. So I'll be printing the sum value, like this I can do, or else sum plus equal to I, like that also I can use. Sum plus equal to I, like this also I can use it. So I'll just save the code and try to run it. So I get the output py tested and running, I get the output 60 as sum. So the question here is, If you want to get the list as an input from the user, then how we can do it? So when we want to get some input from the user, we already seen a method input. So that input method would be getting the input from the user, but it would be accepting as a string only. So when we want to convert it to some other type, like in the previous programs, we converted it to integer means we used an inbuilt function known as int. So when we want to convert these kind of types like list, tuple, and all these kind of stuffs, then what we need to do is we need to specify a value like eval. There is a function known as eval. So that is the full form is evaluate. So it would be evaluating and like an expression. So I'll just show how to do it. Eval input enter the collection. So and then I am getting the input. So for reference, I will be printing the type of A. So print type of A. So here I will be getting the reference. So first what I am doing is I am getting an input from the user and I am evaluating the expression with the help of eval function. So by this I will be getting the desired type what input has been given. I'll just show the sample for different collection and then printing for reference to show what type of variable is A. To show it, I am just printing the type of A. And then the same logic, I will be getting the sum of the numbers. So let's see how this code works. Enter the collection. So list means I'll be giving 10, 20, 30, 40. So like this, if I give, you can see the type A, the A variable. So first I've been printing the type of A. So that is of class list. So it is if we give this kind of thing, it would be accepting, and the class would be of list. So it is 100. The sum is 100. So because in list we will be giving it as square brackets. If I give it like this, 10, 20, 30. If I give like this, it would take it as tuple. The tuple value would be taking up. So we can enter any collection inside eval function. There is no issues. If I just simply type 10, 20, 30, then also it would be taking as tuple type only. It would not be considering as any other type, or it would not be throwing any error. It would be taking up as tuple type only. I can also specify range value. Suppose if I give range of 10, so how it would be taking is, it would be printing the sum of values from 0 to 10. So range of 10, the classes of range, and the value is sum is 45. Sum of 10 numbers is 45. So like this, with the help of eval function, we can use any type of collection and we can evaluate it to use to perform some operations according to our needs. So with this, we can print the sum of n numbers that is present in a list or a tuple or anything. So these are all the different set of programs that I wanted to illustrate for loop. And then the next set of looping statement is the while loop. Let's see what is the while loop. So the while loop is the loop if you want to execute a group of statements iteratively until some condition falls, then we should go for a while loop. So how this works is, it's not like a for loop where for the given sequence, for the given collection, the list of values that is present inside the collection, each and every value would be evaluated and the corresponding set of statements would be executed. It's not like that. In the while loop, you will be checking a condition until the condition gets, if the condition is true, the list of statements inside the while loop would be executing. If the condition until the condition gets false, the list of statements present inside the while loop would be executing iteratively. So we'll just see, so the syntax is while condition colon and then the body of statement. So here condition will be giving whether what condition, based on the condition, this body list of statement that has been defined or list of operations that has been performed inside this body would be executed. So we are having some sample programs for while loop also. So we'll see one by one. So the first sample program is print the numbers from 1 to 10. So in the for loop we saw how to print the numbers, that we used the range function and printed it from 1 to 10. So in while loop how we can print it? In while loop we cannot use the range like while I in 100, while I in range of 10, like that we cannot use it. So how to print that in while loop I would just show. So a equal to 0, I'll just assign 0. So now what I'll be doing is print. So now what I'll be doing is, so I want increment. So while a less than or equal to 10. So in this, what I'll be printing is while a is less than or equal to 10, colon, print a, and then I'll be doing a equal plus equal to 1. So I'll be incrementing the value of a. So like this I'll be doing. So a equal to 0. Okay, let me start with, I need to print from 1 to 10. So I'll be starting a equal to 1. So the first condition, 1 less than or equal to 10, it's true. So it will be printing the value a, and then a plus equal to 1. It will be incrementing. So now the value of a would be 2. And then it goes back to the line 2. 2 less than or equal to 10, it is true. So it will be printing the value of a 2. And then 3, like that till. So once at one stage the value of a would be 11 after 10 is printed. In that case what it will do, while 11 less than or equal to 10, in this case the condition gets failed. So once the condition gets failed, it would come out of this loop, and the remaining, if any remaining set of statements is present, those set of operations will be performed. I'll just say this and run it. I would be getting the values 1 to 10 printed. And then the next program is same, the program to display the sum of n numbers. So display the sum of n numbers. How we can do is with the help of while loop, the same condition how we did for loop only. The condition just going to change. So a equal to 1, and I am having a value sum equal to 0. So while a is less than or equal to 10, sum equal to, here I am not getting any input from the user. The program, okay, let me get an input from the user. I am going to get an input number only. So I am using the int function, input, enter the max number till which sum is required. So I will be getting an input till that number I want to print the sum. So while a less than or equal to, while, so how I will be doing this is, I will be getting an input. So first what I am doing is, I am getting an input, enter the max number till which we want the sum. Okay. So for that sum, I want to print it. So how to do it? So I have declared a variable sum value here, and then I will be declaring another value I equal to 1. I will be starting from 1. So while I less than or equal to a. So how this condition is going to work? it's going to start the value of I is going to be 1. Since the value I is less than the value A that we are specifying, till that the iteration would be continuing. And in the sum, so I have incremented the value of I also here. And in sum, what I will be doing is sum equal to sum plus the value I. At last, what I will be doing is print I. Sorry, I will be printing the sum. The print of sum. So I will be saving this code and try to run it. Enter the max number till which I want to. So I will just give it 10. So how it comes is, so when we add the values till 10, I will be getting the value 55. I am not wrong. Okay. So how we are getting is the sum is 0, A is less than or I is less than or equal to A. So in this case, what I will be getting is the sum value. So first iteration 1. So 1 plus 1. So probably if we want to, the sum of 10 numbers is 45 set. If I start with 0, then we'll be getting the value 45. Sorry, 55. So less than or equal to. So if you want less than A means I'll be getting the value 45. Because 10 means less than means from 0 to 9 I will be getting the value 45. Since 10 is also added, I'll be getting the value for 55. So sum of the first 10 numbers would be 55. And then the next program is program to prompt the user to enter the correct answer until the user gives the correct answer for a question. So how this I am going to achieve with the help of while loop, I will be showing it. So here what the program condition is, I want to get the correct answer. Until the user enters the correct answer, I will be prompting the user to enter the correct answer. So I'll just show what is the logic. So here I'll be giving just a simple statement first, like print. So what question we can have? Okay, in which year did Dhoni win ODI World Cup? So in which year did Dhoni win ODI World Cup? So for this question I want to get the answer. So this answer I will be getting it from the user. So that value I will be storing it in A. Enter the year. So enter the year. So I will be storing it. So now how I will be checking is, just remove this and all. While A is not equal to 2011. So while A is not equal to 2011, I will be prompting the user to print the correct value. So I will be defining it here to input, enter the year. So at last I will be printing if the user enters 2011, then what happens? So it's the correct answer. So it is correct answer. So it would be coming out of the while loop. So the value if I am giving here is 2011. So that one, so A is not equal to 2011. It gets false and it will be coming out of the loop and it will be printing this statement as the correct answer. So I'll just save this code and run it. Which year did Dhoni win the World Cup? So I'll be giving the value 2015. Enter the year. So if you want to more clarity, I will be just terminating the code and then I would print a statement here, print wrong answer. So now I will be trying to run it. So if I give 2015, it's a wrong answer. 2019, that is also wrong answer. So when I give 2011, it's correct answer. So this is another sample program that I wanted to show for while loop. And then the next program is to have an infinite loop. So infinite loop is possible with the help of while loop, but it's not possible with the help of for loop. In for loop, we need to specify the sequence, whereas in while loop, if the condition is true always, then we would be resulted in an infinite loop. So I'll just show a sample. So here I equal to 1, while what I will be doing is I okay. So how I can do is while the condition. So here I will be giving just while true. So every time this condition will be true and I want to print the value I, and I would also be incrementing the value I plus equal to 1. So I'll just save this code. So we can see it's an infinite loop. It keeps on running. So I'll be terminating. I will be giving Control C. It gets terminated. So it prints the value from 1. It gets iterated and prints on the value. So since here we have just simply specified true, it gets keep on iterating. So this is about while loop. And then the last thing which we are going to take a look is the nested loops. So what are all the nested loops available? So the nested loops is a simple concept. We can nest inside a loop, we can nest another loop also. It's not that inside a loop we cannot nest another loop. Similar to other programming languages, in Python also inside a loop we can nest another loop also. So when we do this kind of thing, like we can take a loop inside another loop. So when we are nesting one loop into another loop, then those kinds of loops are known as nested loops. So I'll just show some simple, just a sample code how nested loops can work. So what I will be doing is, so I'll just declare I equal to 1, or else for I in range 10, or I'll be giving 4 colon space for I'm using another for loop, this for j in range of 4. So what I'll be doing is print I value comma I comma is j value comma j. So how this will be working is, so for I in range of 4, so range of 4 means 0 to 3. So how it will be coming? So the first value of I would be 0. So for the iteration 0, inside we have another for loop j in range of 4. So j range of 4 is 0 to 3. So j would be holding the value 0. So this inner loop needs to be executed completely. So how we will be getting the output is I value, I would be 0 and j value would be printing on, like j value would be first, the j value would be 0, and when the I value is 0, again it would be 1, 2, 3, and then after, since 0 to 3 the range gets over, so now this from this loop it would be coming out, and then it would be going on to the beginning of the statement. So in this statement the next iteration would become, so we started with 0 iteration only, and then the next iteration 1. So the process gets repeated for same for the iteration 1, 2. So I'll just show the output so that you will get a clear idea. So I'm running the py test.py. So I value is 0 and the j value iteration goes on 0, 1, 2, 3. And then I value is 1 and j value goes on 0, 1, 2, 3. I value is 2, we get the result. I value 3. So I just wanted to show this simple sample program for illustrating the nested loop. So we have some two pattern terms also to show better understanding on how the nested loops can work on. So the first pattern program is program to print star, a right angle triangle with the help of this star symbol. So we are going to print a right angle triangle with the help of this star symbol. So I will just show you how to do it. We are having two ways. We can do directly with the for loop or else we can do with the nested loop also. So first I will be showing the nested loop approach. So I will be getting how many rows of triangle we want. So I equal to int, I am getting a input number. So input, enter the number of rows. So I'll be getting how many number of rows of triangle I wanted. So once I get it, so how I'm going to frame the for each nested loop is for I in range of, okay, let me give this value as n. So for I in range of, I'll be starting with 1 and I'll be ending with n plus 1. Why I'm doing like this is, so we want the triangle to be printed from the first row, so 0. So if you specifying 0 means we can specify n itself. So from 0 also, I'll be getting the value 0 to 6. So if I want the triangle to be printed for 7 rows. If I give 0 also, so here we need not specify n plus 1. So if we specify n plus 1 here, then in that case I will be getting the value up to 8 rows. So since I want till 7 rows only, so as for simple understanding I have given it should start with 1, and if I am giving 7 means 7 plus 1 8. So 1 to 7 it would be, the iteration would be going on. So the first value would be I. So inside this what I am going to do is for j in range, I am using another range function. How I will be passing the parameter is, here also I will be starting with 1, comma, I am not going to pass the n value, I am going to pass the I value, I plus 1. So I will be giving I plus 1. Why I have given like this is, okay, let me type the code and then explain. So I will be printing, what I want is a star to be printed, star, space, no space I want. So comma, I am using a keyword known as end. I will tell why we need to use this end keyword. Outside this loop, what I will be printing after this for loop, after this inner for loop, inner j for loop, what I need to print is, I will be just simply printing a new line. So when we execute this print function, it will be printing just a blank line. So I'll just explain this code why I have given like this. So the first statement, we are getting the number of rows, how much rows we want the triangle, and then what we are doing is range of 1 to n plus 1. This I have explained. So the first iteration 1. I will just show the illustration how the output we are expecting to start. So if I am giving the number of rows as 3, so I should be getting the output like this. So the first iteration, the I value would be 1, and here, so why I have specified like this is, the j in this for loop should be executing 1, 2, and here 1 plus 1. So since the first value of I is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So 1 comma 2 minus 1, 1. So only one time this inner loop is going to be executed. So inside this inner loop, what I have written? A star, print a star. So the star would be printed, and then I have used the keyword known as end. The purpose of using this end keyword is this print function would be printing the value that we have specified here, and it would be moving to the new line character. If we take a look at the output that we have got it previously, I have erased it. If we take a look at the output, how we would be getting the output is it will be printing. If we want to print the values from 1 to 10, 1 would be printed in one line, and then the next line 2 would be printed. So this print function inbuiltly, so this end keyword would be called by this print function, and the default value of this end keyword is a new line character. So since it prints the necessary statement, and once all the required statements are printed, and it will move on to the new line character, that is the next line. If we want to override it, that is, we should not print new line character in our case. So in our case, why I am telling like that is print of star. So first the star would be printed, and then it would be moving on to if this end is not given, if I guess. If this end is not given means, so as I said, by default the value of end is new line. So it will be moving on to a new line. So now what I will be getting is I have removed the end function, end keyword. So now the current iteration will be in this loop. It would be having in a new character, new line character. So it would be having here. So again I am having a print function. So if I don't pass any argument also, no issues. It would be just printing an empty line. So since this print function, I told the end default value of end keyword is new line character. So after printing the empty line, empty string, it would be moving on to another new line. So okay, in this case, so we want to show why end is necessary here. We will ignore this statement first. Assume that this statement is not there. So like this we are having. So now the iteration will be here. So one time it's printed, and then here it will be coming. The previously the value of I was 1. So now it would be getting incremented to 2. So 2, j in range of 1 comma 2 plus 1. So it would be 3. So 1 and 2. So this loop would be iterating 2 times. So now see what happens. The iteration is here. So print of star. For j equal to 1, a star would be printed. And for again, as we have not specified end keyword, it would be moving on to the new line character, and j equal to 2, another star would be printed here. So like this it would be getting printed. So like this we will not be having the output that we decide. So like this we would be having the output. So that is the case, I am overriding the default value of end keyword, and I am giving it as end equal to a simple space value. Okay. So now how would I will be getting the output? Star space. In the next iteration, this star will be printed, and next space. So this space we can ignore it. So star space star, and then so the reason why I have given again print statement here is if I don't give the print statement here, so now the iteration will be here, and then I equal to 3. So j in 1 comma 3. So the iteration j equal to 1. Currently the cursor is here. So we'll be printing the star here only. It is not moved to the new line. So to move it to the new line only, we have given another empty print statement. I hope you had got this logic. So I'll just show the output. So I'll just save the code and try to run it. To enter the number of rows, I will be giving 5. So as you can see, we got a beautiful triangle, right angle triangle. As expected output, we got it. The first line is 1 single star, and the second line we got 2 stars, and the third line 3 stars, like that. So we got the output that we have expected. So with this, I also wanted to tell about the end keyword. So I have explained it. So this is the first, as I said, we can print it in 2 approaches. This is the first approach using nested loop. So without nested loop also we can do it. How means? So for I in range of 1 comma n plus 1. So the first iteration, what I will be doing is I will be using the string multiplication operator. How means star space. I will be giving a star here into I, and then I will be just simply doing on. So I didn't specify any end. So by default, after this iteration, it would be moving on to the new line. So how it will be working is like star space. So the first iteration we will be getting star space, and then it would be moving. So into means it's nothing but this string is multiplied with the number of times this with this character actually. So with this number actually. So it's this star performs the string multiplication operator. So the currently first loop the iteration is 1. So it will be printing only one time, and then in the next iteration the value of I is 2. So this string will be printed 2 times. So we'll be having star space one time, and then we'll be having another star space, and then when I equal to 3 we will be having star space star space star. So like this 3 times it will. So like this it would be getting repeated. So with this simple logic with string multiplication operator also we can achieve this right angle triangle instead of using nested loops. I'd be getting the same output. Okay, and then the next program is program to display the stars in pyramid style. So how I am expecting the output is like I'll just show it. So suppose the rows is 3. How I'd be expecting the output is star star space star, and then here star star star. So like this I want like a pyramid or an equivalent triangle also. So how I can get this is I will just show it. I'm not using nested loop. This is somewhat an easier approach. So for I in range of 1 comma n plus 1. So for that, okay, let me show the output. So this is the output. So when the cursor is here, first what we need to do, we need to print this trailing spaces. That is this empty spaces we need to print out. So how I am going to print is print a space. I am using the string multiplication operator. How means into n minus I, comma, I am overriding end as it should not go to the new line character. I empty string without any space. And then I am printing the star value. Print star. So I will be explaining this. What I have given, I am using the string multiplication operator with n minus I. If the value of n is 3, so how many spaces I need to exclude here? I need to exclude in the third space only. I need to get the triangle here. So 1 space, 2 space. I need to exclude 2 spaces. So that's why n the value of n is 3. 3 minus the first iteration. So 3 minus 1 would be 2. So I'll be getting 2 spaces here. After 2 spaces, what I'll be doing is I'm just overriding the new line character present in the end, so that it doesn't jump to the new line. So it would be just staying here. After this 2 spaces, I am printing this star, and I will be giving space also, as in the next iteration we need spaces. So okay, star space. Okay, this iteration gets over. Now moving on to the next iteration for I equal to 2. So now spaces would be, so here I didn't override the end character. So after printing this statement star space, it would be moving on to the new line character. So here it will be coming. So here I need to trail by only one space. I need not be trailing by 2 spaces. So 2. So the value of n is 3. 3 minus 2 would be 1. So I'll be getting only one space. So, and the same logic. And then in the last iteration, 3 minus 3 is 0. So this would never be printed because into 0. So into 0 would be resulting in 0. So, and then we will be getting the output. So let's see whether we are getting this output or not. 5. Oh my god. See what we have gotten. So we didn't get it at all. So how we have got is, we just got this set of triangles only. Why? Because, I will tell you why. Because, okay, this is the output we are getting. The first statement would be printing star. And in the second statement, we are excluding the spaces. Okay, the space is excluded. And star, here, my god, this star is printed only one time. But we want 2 times. So what we need to do, here also we need to multiply it, string multiplication operator. The multiplication value would be I. Because I is only going to hold the current number of stars that needs to be printed. It is going into the each iteration. Now let's see whether I get the desired output or not. Okay, sorry, I get an error like indentation error. Unindent does not match any outer indentation level. Okay, let's see where I have made the error. Where I have made the error is, okay, sorry, this output is there. I'm sorry. So I have saved it. Let's run the code again. Enter the number of rows, 5. We get the desired output. So we get the desired output. So in this way we can use the nested loops, and I have just shown some sample pattern programs also. So with this we are coming to an end for the statements, iteration statements in flow control. In the next video, we will be looking into the transfer statements. I hope you would have liked this video. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos regularly, and please post any suggestions in the comment section. Thank you.